Hello everyone and welcome to The Last Jacobite. Well, the revelations about IDOCS continue to surface. Not only did they get work from several Scottish councils, but it appears that the Scottish Government, the SNP Scottish Government, now notice something here. When it's something good, it's triumphed as the SNP, but when it's something not so good, it's called the Scottish Government. So, for instance, it's not the SNP who are evicting or trying to evict the Indie Camp protesters, it's the Scottish Government. Do you like the way that they interchange that? But back to IDOCS. The Scottish Government not only used this firm owned at the time of the referendum by Peter Lilly MP, who then passed the shares to his wife, but they continue to use them. They're going to use that company for the election. Personally, I don't know if I'm that happy about Scottish taxpayers' money going into the coffers of a millionaire Conservative MP. But there you go. I want to just review a couple of things. Do you remember that Nicola said that it would take something substantive, a substantive change in circumstances to trigger a referendum? She said that, and then, of course, we got 56 MPs. 56 MPs, which statistically in the Parliament meant nothing. They could do nothing. The strong voice for Scotland was just an empty barrel. And of course, our MPs have been laughed at, they've been mocked. And now, because of evil, English votes for English laws, they have been locked out. Now, evil should have been that substantive change. More than that, English votes for English laws actually nullifies the so-called Act of Union. So why not a word from the Scottish Government or the SNP, whichever one you want to use? And then we get the news yesterday that Westminster is preparing a new Act of Union. An Act of Union which would effectively end all aspirations of Scottish independence. So then, why are the Scottish Government saying nothing? On top of that, we have the news that there's a £14 billion plan to share, I like that word share, to share Scottish water with England. Now the truth is, folks, England would be on a permanent hosepipe ban if it was not for Scottish water. That thing that falls from the sky that we all moan about is Scotland's best natural asset. In a world where water and food are becoming scarcer, then actually that's worth more than all the oil in the North Sea. But while we're on oil and gas, let's just think about this. At the conference, the SNP had a perfect chance to say that they would take the moratorium on fracking and make it permanent. But they didn't. And then we reveal that Mr. Cameron grants licences to frack under national parks. Well, Scotland has national parks. They're huge. They go right underneath my house. And of course, these national parks, because they're basically quangos, because they're basically run and staffed by folks from southern England, they have no accountability to the Scottish Government. It's a great Ponzi scheme. The Scottish Government can wring its hands again and say, we can't do anything about it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can declare independence and you can ban all fracking in Scotland. And then, of course, we have Moray Council basically breaking ranks and telling SNP, go stuff yourself, we're raising the council tax. And today we'll have a slew of other councils who will be saying basically the same thing. And of course, part of that is because we've fallen into the Tory trap. They've given us the power to raise taxes. Great. But they didn't do that for any reason. They did that because the block grant is getting squeezed. And when the block grant gets squeezed, the money available to councils gets squeezed. And when the money available to councils gets squeezed, services get squeezed. I don't know quite what the change of circumstances would require for Miss Sturgeon to actually say, yes, enough's enough. Because quite frankly, I don't know how much longer Scotland can go on. Do your research. Think about it. Scotland needs to be free, and she needs to be free sooner rather than later. But we will keep digging, we will keep looking, we will keep asking questions. Know this, there is a growing number of folks like-minded out there. Yesterday, I was speaking to somebody who had been selected as an SNP candidate, but who resigned from the party because of what she saw and heard. And there's many, many who are like-minded. So if you still believe that the SNP is the way to Scottish independence, then I challenge you to do this. Go to the branch meetings. You're entitled if you joined the party. And keep asking the question, when? 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 The last Jacobite will never give up on Scottish independence. Sor Alba Gubrath.